It's just something about seeing people who are not professionals do something that professionals are known to do. You don't, for amusement, get a bunch of strippers to program your computer and or set up build your computer for you. You want
Well,
it to be built right.
I
Well,
think
$1 million business idea right there.
I was gonna say I think actually we should circle back to this after the show is over and maybe pursue that idea further.
We could have that as a business. Oh
I don't
my
know.
god!
I think there is very something appealing watching attractive people do things like build computers. There's a specific person I have in mind that
It's
Karen's very
crazy. I
fond
was
of.
using that as a as a detraction, and it actually sounds like a great idea.
I'm sure once upon a time someone said you don't hire a stripper to put on a maid outfit and clean your house either. And look at what world we
Is
live
that a
in.
service? Is that a service?
It is.
Is that something people do?
It's also a lot
Oh,
of story plots to a lot of videos I've seen.
It's also a fall for
See,
bunch
that
of rich
confirms you
guys.
watch industry porn, bruh.
It's free.
Yeah.
Some people don't have OnlyFans money.
Only fan money. You hear that, you young whippersnappers?
I'm on a
You
budget.
get a contract like the old days.
I've got rent to pay. I have bills.
You gotta
Look
see
at
that
the Henry
Pornhub
Cavill video
main
of him
page.
building that computer. Look how many views that got.
I'm sorry. Look at the what video of
Henry
Henry
Cavill
Cavill building a PC.
computer.
I'm ready to press play. That's my man.
You could watch that man literally pick up and drop a stick all day, and it would get millions of views.
As long as he does, as long as he does the perfect Geralt, every time he does it.
Oh, you've not seen his workouts?
I'm sorry.
Shorts, have you? Has,
Tell
like,
me
the
why this
short-
has 8 million views.
Look at the thumbnail.
8 million views is insane, guy.
Oh my god.
He's a goddamn pro.
Is this his YouTube channel?
Urgency, awesome.
He doesn't have a YouTube, does he?
I don't know. It might be a lot of the thumbnails on.
Oh my god. I am watching this. And yo, do we have the same parts? Let's
Oh
go.
no! What have I done?
Oh my.
I just want to be closer to you, Henry.
It's for science.
He could really go into business for himself.
I would love for him to just be a Twitch streamer at this point.
I'd want him to make like a boot camp series where he just trains incels to be him. And then that way we have a bunch of Chads walking around on the planet and just reduce the amount of people who are unfuckable, I guess. I think he could fix a lot of people. It's like, yeah, you could be a dork and you can love Doritos, but you could also work out and take a shower. I think he could save a lot of lives.
He already does by existing.
No, see, the issue is
I feel safe.
he builds resentment.
No, he doesn't.
Builds resentment because it's like, oh
Man, he has everything. It's one thing when the jocks are they're stealing all the girls, but now you're telling me he can build a computer just as well as me. He knows the difference between a GPU and a CPU. I can't stand him.
He's a goddamn pro. This man's a hero.
How long ago
If
was this
he was-
video? Because I want to talk to him about these floral curtains that we have going on in the background.
it was uploaded 3 years ago. I don't know where the original's from. That might be a re-up for all I know.
I think if he was to do Twitch streaming, it
Look
would be a
at
lot of
how he's
Warhammer.
putting on the thermal paste.
Warhammer 40k.
So delicate.
What's the timestamp for the thermal paste?
3 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh God, he's spreading it like butter.
The superhero heroic music in the background is just sending me into orbit.
For gamer, he is very open about
Yo,
hardcore
behave,
nerd.
dude.
There's also some tips
Oh,
Oh, he
he
water cooled this
Let me know
build?
when he's building
Okay.
this. He's
In the
actually
3 years
exact
ago
same
too?
one that
He's
he
not a
was wearing during
novice,
the
bro.
Justice
He's
League
not a
Snyder. He
novice.
just posted it to his
The
Twitter,
fact
like,
that they
"Hey,
let
this is
him
what I
go
was
for
doing during the
Superman
quarantine,
is a
playing a ton of video games."
Don't even get me started
Zack
on The
Snyder was
Witcher.
doing that for
Please, we will
Snyder
be
Cut.
here all
Like, hey,
night.
I think one of the next Superman cameos in
No,
the
go
last
ahead.
Flashpoint
Let us
movie.
know
Like,
your
Ezra
honest
didn't call any
feeling.
attention to it or ever mention it during
If
the
there
movie.
was ever a definition of the world history books, the number one scenario for fumbling the bag would be Netflix letting Henry walk. That's it. Right underneath it, you would have like Hitler. Number one is letting Henry walk. I can't believe it.
Well, I think underneath that would be the Death Note live action they made.
Hold on, we're gonna go through an article about it, and I'll see if you agree. All right, so this one's called Henry Cavill was allegedly fired from The Witcher for misogyny after he revolted against nudity in the Netflix series. Henry Cavill found unparalleled fame when he portrayed the role of Superman in the iconic 2013 Man of Steel. Really, was that 10 years ago? Oh my God. Not only was the actor also portrayed the role of Geralt of Rivia, based on the books created by that guy. Henry Cavill later parted ways with the franchise for several speculated reasons. A leaked script on a podcast. Hey, you got to elaborate which podcast, bro. We didn't say it. Alleged that Cavill was a misogynist who did not like to do nude scenes, and hence he was forced for the Netflix to intervene and fire him. Wait a minute.
Can we pause?
Wait a minute. He's a misogynist because he didn't like to do nude scenes?
Yeah, I was about to
Wait.
say, can we run a definition check really quick? Because that doesn't.
All right.
The math is not mathing.
Yeah, it sounds weird the way they're phrasing that. Misogynist.
A person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain or humiliation. Does that? Oh wait, I looked up masochist,
You
guys. Wait, cut the
masochist,
tape.
bro.
Cut the tape. I can't
Misogynist
I can't-
is
it
a
autofilled.
person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against women. Now, listen, all he said is he doesn't like to do nude scenes. I don't know how you can correlate not wanting to show your biff and not liking women. Those are two different things.
As painful as it is to hear that that's how he feels about it, we have to respect the man's decisions.
Okay, yes, he has the right not to show his dick. So I didn't know that sort of was over. And obviously I don't think they have citations for this. I don't know if that's the case.
Trying to run him through the mud because he wanted to keep to as close to the books as possible, or close to the game as possible, because they were saying, oh, it's just based on the books, but then they bring in the Wild Hunt. Okay, bullshit. But then the casting director admits that she cast people to try and change people's unknown biases or something.
Yeah, they just want to tear him down, and you just can't.
He made Geralt look too good, though. I'm gonna be honest. Geralt wasn't that good looking.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be like.
He's the enhanced 4K upgrade. Because don't get me wrong, I mean, I loved The Witcher from the video games. I was like, ooh, yeah, okay. This fits. I like this. Okay, this is nice. And then Geralt came along. Henry brought life.
You know, if they would have went with Liam initially, it definitely would not have been as popular. I will be honest. But I think Liam wouldn't be so odd of a choice without Henry. Like, it's kind of like a cheat code person put in place. It's like you literally have max stats, sexual stamina, like what he has like a nerd soft side. It's like literally he could be anybody, bro. You could put him in a chef hat and have him flip burgers and he's SpongeBob. Like he could be any. Put some yellow paint on him and a button up. But I don't know. So they're writing him off on the show, from what it sounds like.
They did him
And,
dirty at the end of season 3. That's all I'm gonna say.
No spoilers for anybody, but a lot of people aren't happy. And it's yet another Netflix show where it's either they run it into the ground or it gets canceled. It's almost like you got to pick your poison with them. Would it have been better to get canceled in season 1 or 2? Or was it worth it for at least what you got so far? Will you tune in for another season?
Season 3 is the end for me because Henry's gone.
Oh, so there is no tuning in for season 4 with the new cast, or
No.
Is the B plot not good enough to keep you
No.
with the show? Okay.
The only reason why I would even glance through season 4 is to see how terrible of a direction they wanted to take the show to actually make Henry want to walk. It's like I'm late for work and I'm in traffic, and now we're in traffic because there's a huge accident up here and you have to do the whole little slow thing. I want to speed past because I'm late for work, but is that going to stop me from like seeing how bad the wreck is? No. The only reason why I would look at season 4 for any reason is just to see how bad it is. Because all of my unbiasedness, like being unbiased, say Henry Cavill was never The Witcher, right? I was going to watch The Witcher regardless. To be quite fair, I didn't know who Henry Cavill was really before The Witcher. I think I saw him in one other thing, and I can't even recall what it was. But his like body stature and his voice, I instantly knew who he was. So I didn't even really know who he was until The Witcher. So being unbiased, say he was never The Witcher, and say it originated with Liam Hemsworth. Is that who it is?
Yes.
He would have still been like, he would have just been underwhelming for me, and it would have just ended up being like, oh, just a show that I watched because I played the video game. But I truly mean it when I say no one could bring life to that part like Henry did, and that's just how I feel about it.
So instead of just having like a ghost cameo for Geralt with a different actor, different wig, different makeup, trying to match him, just in short little doses, but the story's probably going to focus on whoever's left, you would just not tune in.
No.
So I think that's a fair statement. That's a lot of people probably feel that way then. But I do want to take a moment to say, rest in peace, Witcher. You had a really good catchy song in season 1. Yennefer had a crazy chin.
Like, season 2. I didn't go past that.
Coin to your Witcher.
That was actually a rally for like, what was that, 2018? It was pretty awesome. Or 2019, I think. Next, I have up, we got some news for Arcane Season 2.
Ooh.
Surprising character is going to make their return here. Silco's voice actor, Jason Spicek, confirmed that he's recorded lines for Arcane Season 2, hinting that the character's return despite his Season 1 demise. Spoiler, bro! This article. Okay. But how do you feel about Silco returning? It's probably like a ghost apparition in Jinx's mind. Or maybe he might actually be back. You never know. He's in Zon, the city of chemical magic. He might not be gone. He might not be dead. Also, I do want to talk about the launch date for Arcane. We don't have a dedicated day as of right now. We just know it's going to be sometime in 2024. Now, Riot did speak on this previously. They were saying that they weren't doing a launch in 2023 because they weren't sure of the success of Arcane. When you hear that, after the crazy reception it did get. What are some thoughts you got for the direction at Riot?
I
I
love Arcane.
Yeah, I loved Arcane too. I thought the art style was magnificent, and everyone here knows how long I've been playing League of Legends, so it was interesting. Back when, like, lore was actually really big and it mattered, like, everyone knew the lore because you only had X amount of champions and you remembered where everyone came from. But now, with having so many champions, I feel like not a lot of people really look into the lore. Like, yeah, you might know like what area someone came from or what their sibling is. But I thought it was really interesting to see Arcane become what it was, and I can see how Riot wouldn't know how big it was going to be, because when you're a video game company and then you decide to take on something like a project of bringing all these characters to life, don't get me wrong, they are very well aware that League of Legends became this huge phenomenon, LCS, like starting this whole like esports competitive scene alongside like Call of Duty and everything like that. It makes you wonder, like, yeah, they play our games, it's awesome, but is this something that people are actually going to want to watch? I think what really blew their minds were how many people who don't play League of Legends and have never heard about League of Legends actually watched it as well and then begin to fall in love with it. Because I would be overwhelmed with like that sort of positivity coming through than just longtime players watching it. So I think Arcane was really awesome and really brought life back to the video game for me, to be quite honest.
Now, would it be surprising if I told you Riot was still putting more money into their LCS viewership than the production of Arcane?
No, actually. I think because when you have to think about, like, how do I put this? Like, the production cost that it must cost to run something like LCS, esports, not only travel expenses and, like, booking out arenas and all the people working and coming together and making the whole thing happen, like, in person, you have to think about, like, all the sponsorships and everything like that as well that they have to try to get to make all of it happen. It's not going to be the same as producing like an animated Netflix film, because I feel like so many people are talented in that one area. It's going to be easier and probably financially less than gathering a whole entire arena of people, of watching them play esports in person and then also streaming it everywhere.
Now, Riot also are at the cups of a little bit of controversy this year for how they've been treating a lot of their LCS commentators. As far as the LCS yourselves, I know this season I haven't tuned in to maybe more than 3 or 4 games. Have you guys been watching any, even if it's not North American League of Legends, you've been watching any
No,
League?
I'm not been able to catch up on anything.
See, with the big events that you do tune in for, did you guys watch Worlds last year?
Mm-hmm.
I watched, so back when I was younger, God, this was back when you could actually do like, well, actually, I think you still can do it. I just ran out of friends. You could do fantasy LCS, and it was like a really great time. And like all of us would like tune in and like stay up all night and watch like everything for Worlds. And I still watch Worlds every year, but back then I used to watch everything as soon as LCS started. The qualifiers, like the splits, like everything. I knew all the players, all the teams, everything like that. But I don't watch it like that anymore. But I do still watch LCS every year. Like the championship.
Would you feel like if Riot allowed more creator control for like smaller events and whatnot, would there be a resurgence? Because I like to go under the interpretation, if a lot of my peers have the same opinion, or even if I get some dissenting opinions, if it's like majority is like, oh yeah, we tune in for the big event every year. We don't tune in for the small weeklies. We don't tune in for the dailies on LCS. It's either because there's other stuff that's more interesting, or I just don't have the time like I used to. they're not doing something that'll keep a lot of our demographic entertained. Because I'll be honest, I don't like watching North American League of Legends
I
when
used
I
to.
know they're going to play like shit globally.
Yeah. Well, I think that was probably one of the last times I was one of the big years that I watched everything for the LCS was back when like I think it was TSM or something was actually in like the finale. Um or there was like another NA team. It was a while ago. Like I haven't seen it since. But I used to watch all the NA qualifying and everything like that and even try to like learn from them and like you know how like everyone has like their football teams and a lot of people are fans of like the common football teams that you hear are always in like the Super Bowl and things like that, but like secretly inside they really root for like another team that they would be embarrassed to admit. That was me. Like if my friends ever asked, it would be like a team from like Korea or something. I'd be like, oh, they're gonna win, they're gonna take this. But inside my teeny tiny little heart would die the second NA was completely out of the LCS. I was just like, really thought we were gonna
That's
make it
a
this year,
lot
boys.
of people. I am unfortunately a Cloud9 guy, but when they went to Worlds last year, I was going for SKT1. I wanted to see Faker win again. And it's not because I like that team more than no. I just knew they wouldn't clear. And
Didn't the UK team like get quite
There-
high up on the ranks?
there was a couple of chances for UK. Honestly, EU just did better than and they usually do. I kind of think that NA is just they get paid well, they get paid comfortably. And it's a little bit of not trying. I'm not going to ever disparage somebody who's a professional. It's just what we can see as a fan, you know? It's like you play your heart out in your pools in North America because you know you can win. It's almost like they feel they can't win, so therefore the fans feel like they can't win. You see crazy locks and weird situations, playing like it's just trying to get this done so I can go and party in Korea or wherever the event is. Because we were top 3 in NA. So it reflects, and I think it affects the fans.
You know who I am really rooting for a comeback this year?
Who?
KDA.
Oh, dude, that would be great. When was the last time they did a KDA video?
Well, technically it wasn't necessarily KDA. I think they started doing the whole true damage thing. If I recall. So the last time KDA did anything really was when I think Seraphine was introduced, because then she was like the 5th member. She was the Chinese member in the song. But they started doing true damage as well with Akali and Echo and things like that. And they had this whole lore about how Akali wasn't working out in KDA, and then she went to true damage. And it was this whole thing. So they made it seem like they were evolving more into like bringing a lot more collaboration with like K-pop and English artists and things like that into all these collaborative things for League of Legends, which was really cool. But I really, really, really liked KDA. There's a lot of their songs are still some of my top songs in Spotify from the moment they came out. One of the members in KDA is actually one of my favorite girls from a girl group, Soyeon from G Idol. She is one of my favorites. And I think KDA was like a huge phenomenon for people who both like K-pop and gaming, because then they had all the accessories and they had music videos, they had plushies, like they had everything on the League shop, bomber jackets, really nice ones. And then they started doing true damage, which was cool as well, but they haven't really done anything like that since. And a lot of people have been asking for them to like do that, and they seem to kind of do that more around like the LCS championship time. So I'm really hoping that that's something that gets brought back again.
That's a good one. I think it's been. Go ahead, Stacey.
They did the really cool openings for the championships as well, and they had the holographic characters come out with the actual band.
Yeah, they did like the whole AI on the stage with the actual people dancing next to their perceived characters.
That was really sick when they brought out the 3D characters while they were dancing in the background. And that's when they did that a couple times when they actually had the live events. I've noticed though, we've been kind of lacking in a lot of things this year. We usually get our yearly start of the season hype song trailer. We get to showcase some champions. We didn't get that this year. A big controversy they got at the beginning of the year was or the beginning of the season rather, we got a trailer that was showing a CG render of the Summoner's Rift, the basic map that we all know every inch and corner of. We're just going to get a shot through it instead of something that gets us hype. Around MSI, we're usually treated to a trailer, music video. I think we got something. We're getting consistent skin line videos and stuff. I think they did a really good one for Naviri's champion reveal. But the reason it was so good is because I feel like we haven't really gotten one. You know, Milio's reveal had a nice little storybook showcase. I think people were just hyped because he was new. I don't think it was the best champion launch that they've done.
I agree. I don't like Milio in the slightest, but I think people were so starved for.
They just really wanted something new in League. And
I agree.
They ate it up. Nefiri's kind of the same thing. I think because her champion hits multiple facets. It's like you got the pupper in the game. You got a mid lane assassin, which are always popular. And she could actually jungle because of her engage. So they struck a lot of notes there. So when they also have a complimentary video that really builds up hype, helps you understand the champion, it makes you think, okay, maybe there's some good things to come. So we're actually in a good period right now because the split reset a little bit ago as far as let me explain. League rank this year, it's split into two halves for the first time. So as a result, people's ranks restart. So we should be due for some things that get us hype of changes for the game. Essence Emporium should be around the corner.
Essence Emporium.
I know.
So they actually gave us a date because people were really disappointed with how Riot likes to say somewhere in the summer.
It's me. I am the people.
Yeah.
Because if you go off of their dev updates, you'll think, I think we were sitting in June having the same type of conversation. Like, I wonder when we're doing Essence Emporium. Typically, it's around this time of the year, June. They say July. Somewhere in July. Sometime in the summer. July comes, nothing.
This, though, the content, I can understand, like, you know, because they've got their fingers in so many honeypots. They're bringing out all different platforms of games, like their fighter, Project L. And
Which
then
is
that's
at
opened
EVO.
up all those skins that are coming to League now, all the fighter skins.
I'm looking forward to like collabs between multiple games. What I always found weird with the Valorant success, there was never any crossover between League and Valorant to a significant degree. You could say, oh, Zeri looks like one of the Valorant agents, but aside from that visual and electrical nature that they share, there's no crossover skin that they have. There's no crossover interactions and stuff like that. You kind of expect the two games to kind of live homogenously because they share IP. Think anything that gets crossover to Diablo from WoW as an event or a mount or a skin. We don't really get that, and I wonder if it's due to licensing or if it's just lack of, I guess, crossover between the teams. But it seems like a lot of their projects are run very independently of each other. So if you think of the card game Legends of Runeterra, a lot of characters are designed very differently than how we see them in League still. Like Zillion looks very different from his card counterpart, and a lot of different characters also share different And you notice it with like Arcane. Like that's supposed to be set in a different universe. So it's almost like we don't have a lot of uniformity. I kind of feel bad for people who want to get into League or Riot products. Because how do you discern like, oh, I really like Echo from Arcane. I'm gonna play him in League. You have a completely different voice actor. His hair is different. His height is different. And then you see him in the fighting game. He functions almost similar to how he does in Arcane. It almost seems like the League version is outdated,
You know,
which
But
may
different
or may not be.
universes for all these characters, remember? Like, you've got the Star Guardian universe, you've got the Odyssey universe, and then
Oh,
you've got
yeah.
Arcane universe, which
well,
it's an interesting take on all these different timelines and different universes.
if I took an opinion in it coming from someone who actually doesn't play a lot of like branch offs that League does for as long as I've been playing them, I think it's sort of not an identity crisis. And not really like rebranding, but I think they do it because they don't want people to feel like they're playing League of Legends. And I think that because I remember back when I got into League of Legends, back when it was actually like really hard for a new player to get into League, a lot of people who tried it and just didn't know what was going on, it was like too much for them and things like that to get handheld. Like if you didn't have friends to like introduce you to it, I found that it was really hard. I told you guys before, I played like 2 whole years of it without even knowing what I was doing until someone taught me. I think that
Definitely.
they purposely wanted to have these different games seem different so people didn't think like, oh, that game's made by the people who made League of Legends. I'm not going to play it because I played League and I hate that game. So I think they struggle to keep that uniform of this is Riot, this is League of Legends, this is a branch off, this is just a different type of game. And also wanting to appeal to all the people who played League of Legends, hated League of Legends, and don't want anything to do with it ever again. And so they still try to keep that new user front by creating all these other games as well, if that makes sense of what I'm saying.
I
can
think it's
understand.
working. Yeah, it does make sense.
Like, I like playing League of Legends for fun. I know you guys do a lot of ranked, but I don't. I just play like norms or ARAMs and
Which
stuff
is crazy
like
because you're like Diamond 3, Stacy. I mean, just
that. Okay.
play the game, you know?
But I love the characters and I love the lores that come with the characters and the world building, and it's something that keeps me interested in the game.
I like that this is. I want to give Riot. We're going to give them a moment to just give them a little bit of props here. The last couple of changes that they've been doing, especially for this year, I think this is the year of quality of life changes. As much pessimistic attitude I have towards them because I play ranked, and I know that a lot of their developers don't play ranked. I have issues with them, but they do implement a lot of changes that are good for new players. They're having the deafen button be accessible. A lot of people didn't like the way it was implemented because League players don't like change. As much as we complain about the stagnation in the game, League players do not like change. They like everything to be in the same spot. They like everything but it
I have
needs
never
to be
said
changed.
that. I absolutely hate change. Hate it every time they make the second a splash art gets changed, I'm mad.
Oh, they
A lot of
covered it
people
up.
didn't like the Rugged Garen change.
Insta
So.
tilt. If they rework one of my favorite champions one more time, that I'm done. That's it for me. I'm hanging up the hat.
But I get what they're doing as a business. They want to pull in that fresh new player market, and they're not going to do that successfully with the game in its previous states. So, old fiddlesticks, I think a lot of people were upset with the change, but they were really happy with what they got because it was packaged cleanly.
Disagree.
I think it's also to kind of keep everybody who plays it on their toes, because if you're always doing meta stuff, it kind of will be monotonous every time you enter a game.
And I think that's where a lot of classic players are getting fatigued. Meta is switching very consistently. I think almost every season, it's like something else is busted. It's really hard to keep the same thing
Shield,
busted. They're doing a good
Really?
job of keeping certain things like. So okay, rule of thumb: if it's Shen, if it's Kennen, if it's a Ash, they're all the fucking same. They're not gonna get patched to a crazy extent. Akali will get patched every single patch, because she's broken and they don't know how to balance her. They have issues with assassins. They always have.
As do I.
No. We'll see. Do something with Singed. I got my boy John.
We
Please
would
do
love
something
it
with
if they
Singed.
did something to older champions like Singed. Lee Sin's feet need to be adjusted, bro. He's been needing some lotion for a while.
Oh,
Honestly, I just need a texture package for my boy. All right, he's doing this little nasty crab squat everywhere. He's supposed to be a martial arts dexterous master. And come on, son, hook Lee Sin up. A little love for Lee Sin, a little love for Vagar's little spiky gauntlets. Hit him with some shine. All right, you know.
At least 5 skins for each champion. There's champions that only have like 2 skins, and they're older champions.
It would be illegal if I didn't talk about this, so I am going to segue this over to my little rant on ultimate skins. I need this on wax. These two already know where I'm going with this because I've ranted about this for the last couple of weeks. There is a big to-do with the Samira ultimate skin,
ultimate
which
where?
I think is great. Ultimate in what way? So
Ultimate
the Soul Fighter
price?
series is great. Ultimate price. They want that bread. Samira as a whole is a Devil May Cry homage. I'm not gonna say it's a ripoff or it's a homage. She does it. She apes it really well in all her skins. And Samira as a character is super entertaining. And honestly, the splash art, that alone, if you wanted me to pay big buku bills to see Samira's shredder, her fucking abs are like neurons are firing every time I see it, bro. And you can see the little hip dip where her cheeks are. Bro, it's the best splash art ever. But then you see the skin in game, and then you remember how much you paid for it.
Mhm.
And I want my money back.
That's why.
Because
see,
okay,
that's how they make their money is because of people like you, Xavier. They don't make money off of people like me, okay? Because I go straight to YouTube and I look up that skin in game. You know what I thought was
skin
cool?
spotlights are amazing.
You know what I thought? I thought, what was it? What are they like? God, they're not important. They're the skins where like they have very dark black and navy blue silhouettes and then all the like rainbow highlights around.
The chromas.
No, it was like Lux had one, Pike has one, Jin has one. Regardless, I thought those
Oh,
were
Empyrean.
Oh, the
Yes.
Imperial, yeah.
I thought they were so cool when I saw them in the shop and I said,
Then
pause.
you saw them in game.
let me go to YouTube, and I have never saved more money in my life than looking at those skin spotlights.
What's sad is I think the art is getting to a degree, especially where if they were on Wild Rift's engine for the PC game, 10 out of 10. Everything would be worth their prices, but we're still on our League of Legends. Old architecture, characters look sticky and twiggy. Exaggerated
Sticky
movements
and
are
twiggy.
sticky and twiggy, man. Look real close at people's necks and you'll be uncomfortable. Don't ever
Some
look at Olaf when he's running at you.
Well, no,
Yeah, some
if
of
I
the
if I
models
zoom
still
in too
don't-
close, all the squares start showing.
Yeah. So, some of the models are still disproportionate compared to other models. Like you had, they did rework a Caitlyn there, and they made her super long and leggy because other model was like really short and dumpy.
There's a video that compares side by side the Wild Rift models to the League models, and this is I think it's like a 1-year-old video. It's kind of ridiculous that mobile users have all this visual fidelity, and even the HUD, even down to the UI, the ease of access. Look at the Ari comparison right here. This is a mobile game. And I really want to understand what's the excuse.
The hand, like you can always like see, especially with hands and wrists on models, of how good that model is.
Mind you, Ari did have her ASU recently, which it's still not comparable to Wild Rift. And it's all comes down to engine. The little bit I do know about engines is that if you're on something that's older, importing newer models with more polygons and textures and shaders and all that other stuff need to get layered on. If you don't have an engine that supports it, which, as you know, League's engine is old and the client's HTML based and buggy as fuck, you're gonna have issues.
Dude, Akali's
I
tattoos
think we just-
look so good there in Wild Rift.
Isn't it shocking to see some of these champions in a way that you're not used to? Action's newer, so he could probably be glossed over. But even then, look. It's like a smiley face next to a portrait. It's kind of sad. And you get all these backgrounds and stuff too when you select your champions. You know what I get? Little square pixels. Square pixels, and they make a comment when I ban. I gotta hear Alawi's voice line when I ban her one more time. Look at Moo.
No.
Look at little Moo.
See, you can see the sadness in 4K here on the right side.
His eyes here.
Now I can be
Seriously?
depressed in 4K.
And they touch up characters. So
Child.
ultimately, I just want a little bit more love to the main game where you're probably making the most bread, right? Come on.
Tibbers is
We don't
straight
ask
up.
for much. So if I had to summarize, if a Riot developer ever hears this, is, hey, you're doing a great job, but you need to hook us up with some of those extra polygons.
I'm on a
And-
PC. It should be better than a phone.
Bare minimum.
My PC was 4 times the cost of my phone. Thank you.
It's as it should. I think we're getting a little bit of issue here, a little bit of disparity. It'd be okay if I could just opt in to play Wild Rift on my PC, like Diablo Immortal. Some people could play it on their PC. I don't know why you would. But you could.
Argument. Everyone's
I'm
got a
just
mobile phone,
saying,
right? Everyone's
Most hated game, you're still able to play it on PC for free. I'm just saying. Just saying. And while we're still on Riot, I want to talk about their fighter. Soul Fighter or Project L. It's Project L. Soul Fighter's the event. Project L is the game.
Yeah.
They released Yasuo the Unforgiven as one of their reveal champions for their Evo build. So I'm gonna let the trailer play in the background.
little cute spirits.
I knew this was in the works for years as just their fighting game. There was a game back day called God, my mind's blanking. But Riot bought a studio for a game that I really liked, Rising Thunder. This was back in like 2015. They bought some of the license and they hired a lot of the developers. So this was in the works for almost 16 years between different projects. So we knew it was coming. We just didn't know it would be packaged this way. I like the cell shading. The range seems kind of crazy. Yeah. He looks like he's a stance type of fighter. He goes into this little sword sheath stance and then he can do a little mix up and then he sets up combos.
See if he's as broken as he is in the normal game, I swear.
He might be. Of the people who I've seen get locked, he's been frequently selected in videos and showcases. Probably because he's new. As you know, most of us don't get access to any of this. I don't think if you're not a streamer or anything, you don't have access to this game, right? But you can get to it in person if you go to one of their events or whatever.
The evil.
Evo, I think that's the first showcase. But we should see some more champions as fighters. So I think people who would fit in would definitely be set. I would love to see Volibear in there. Get us please throw in an animal, please. Maybe Warwick. Vi would be great. Since you got Jinx, you kind of have to have Vi, right?
You know,
Echo's in
Sub-Zero is
there.
gonna be in there.
Guest cameo Sub-Zero. Well, you could do Lysandra. There you go. I would love to see Lysandra's blue ass in a ninja outfit.
Well,
Make it happen.
I was more so saying that, you know, Shen would be in there.
Oh. Oh, the literal Sub-Zero.
Yes.
Zed.
Zed could work. He could probably have like a full screen blink like Scorpion does in Mortal Kombat or something. Echo looks like an interesting fighter. I think he'd probably be one I'd pick up. Darius looks great. I don't like his face though. If they ever zoom in on Darius's face,
I hate his haircut.
his haircut, yeah, the fade. It's a really pronounced fade for Darius.
However,
It doesn't have the white in his hair.
they did beef him up like he is on The Rock's training schedule for the last year and a half. Yes.
That dude is eating half a cow.
He does not
daily.
look like that in League of Legends.
Yeah, he's,
Oh my
he's a lot younger here. I think this is like pre-war because he's got.
Yeah, he doesn't have his gray hair, and it
The
looks like he's
scars.
got some fade.
This is like.
But they announced him as
pre-workout.
the Hand of Noxus, though, which I didn't think he got that title till later in life. But, you know, they don't care about lore, so why should I?
Yone would be in here, right?
I would love to see Yone here, a dual sword character. Oh, Ari's Charm. They have super arts. I actually didn't see this yet. Interesting. So I think it has a nice little UI, and they're saying they're going with a free-to-play model, which they usually do for most of their games. Which I kind of want to transition into a question. We all know that the MMO is also in the works as well. Do you think they're going to make the mistake of making that free to play as well?
I think that they probably will make it free to play. I think if they're going to monetize anything, it would be like maybe a monthly subscription, I guess. But if they do,
I would
make it
be a
full
lot
free,
more comfortable if they did.
If they're going to make it full free, they'll monetize it like the way Genshin or Star Rail does, which is one of like the top kind of. It's a top catch game now, but concurrent keeps your interest going, it's free to play and stuff like that.
I think if they have any sort of microtransactions whatsoever, they know they would make more than enough money keeping it free to play.
Yeah.
They know how much. I mean, look at League of Legends. Think of how much money they make just from people buying skins.
One thing they have never been shy to just let that be their payment model. They have never faltered on. Yeah, we make bread off of skins. We know it. They've adapted it. They've accepted seasonal passes and stuff like that, the event passes and stuff. But that has always been a really good formula for them. You know what's funny? Riot has been kind of at the forefront of in-game currency that doesn't enhance your game, while Blizzard, and specifically I want to say Overwatch, its lifespan has just been riddled between the loot boxes and a lot of that scandal. And now they've also adopted a kind of a event pass structure, but it's a paid title. So it's funny how one is free to play and they make it work because they commit to it. And Blizzard, they've adopted it and kind of co-opted it, and it gets a lot of backlash.
Well, because there's a huge difference between like spending money to enhance your aesthetic and spending money to literally pay to win.
Not having access to champions because of an event pass is kind of crazy. So when I heard that, because I am one of those Overwatch 1 migrants who got the free upgrade for Overwatch 2, because one, we can't go back and play the first one, so that's the least they could do. They gave us all the champions for free. I wasn't aware that if you just bought Overwatch 2 outright, you wouldn't have access to all the champions. That was news to me, and I get why it got so much backlash initially. As Stacy knows, we got on when it was new, played a couple, and we dropped it because they made some changes that were really stupid.
Yeah, like that's a game I did play ranked in, and I got like quite high. And I loved Overwatch 1. Like it was just a game I would always go to. And the changes they've made, and then they said they were going to bring in PvE, and then they basically killed their game when they says, "Oh, we're not bringing PvE in anymore," because that's a lot of people were waiting on that.
We're almost 2 years after the initial release for Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
And PvE is still not in the game. and
it's
they are
supposed-
planning to cancel it.
Yeah, they said that they're not putting it in anymore. They're not implementing it to the game, which is crazy because the PvE is fun.
I feel like I've swarmed us with gaming news, so we're gonna talk about something that I think needs to be talked about, but I think certain people are getting reprimanded as we speak. YouTuber / Twitch streamer Kai Cenat hosted a PS5 giveaway in downtown New York City.
Oh, I've seen him on TikTok.
Yeah, he's actually really popular. I think he was a top streamer on Twitch at one point. So he does a lot of stuff like this, altruistic things where he gives back to his community. I think he's from the Bronx. So he likes to go like hang out with people, and he's just like a down to earth guy. But I think the issue is he doesn't really get how much pull he has. When he says, I'm going to be hanging out here in this area, and he hasn't told the police or the fire marshals or certain event, there is no set venue for you to go someplace, it's almost like it's a celebrity. It's like a big celebrity showing up someplace, and then he's saying he's giving away stuff. It's a disaster ready to happen. Now, what I don't like is a lot of people are shifting blame, like this was a malicious intent for this to be the result. Because I think an old man got hurt. A couple individuals got hurt. But if you see the amount of people in downtown New York right now, just like in the street, it's almost like an ant farm. It's insane. I'm from New York, not from the city. I'm from Long Island, but I know he knows this would have been the result. I think a lot of people are saying that he was just completely ignorant of the situation. I think he just didn't expect this many people, but he knew that people were going to get rowdy.
What was the point of this?
This was just to give back to his community and give out some PS5s apparently for content.
PS5s.
But
you
why?
Can't, as a celebrity with that much pull, set up I'm going to be at a place and I'm going to give stuff away and not have the city notified. Because if they would have set it up like an event or a parade, they would have done necessary things. This is on a weekday where people are working. People got to get places. Look how like people are vandalizing. Like, I'm not going to just lambast the head of the Hydra, essentially. But a lot of these people are just doing reprehensible actions for no reason. But it all comes down to the city not being prepped for it.
I feel like this could have been executed in so many different ways that didn't
What's
involve
crazy
this many
is
people.
Kai Cenat was involved in another big gathering of people in Little Uzi's I Just Want to Rock video. He's in that. He's in that video. They're going through a big city. If you ever look at the video, there is a big mass of people getting nearby just like that. But it was handled like an event. People were contacted. The city was notified. Streets were closed for this video to be taken. It was treated like an event. Therefore, even though there was a mass of people, you don't have big news backlash. You're not arrested because at the end of this, Kai Cenat gets taken away, and I think they comically lift him over the crowd to get him into the hands of the authorities. So I don't know how this is going to go, and honestly, I'm not going to be giving it too much attention. It's just one thing that you just couldn't ignore. It's something that just did happen.
So they arrested him?
I think he did get arrested, yes.
What kind of charge could you give a person like this, though?
Let's actually get inciting a riot, maybe, but it's crazy because I know that's not his intention.
It's not his intentions, but that's what they're charging him with. It's because a lot
of
New
York City don't play.
Business owners see people who own stalls and all that, and a lot of the businesses and cars and stuff around the area got vandalized, and a lot of stuff got stolen.
Which leads us into our next segue: Donald Trump in custody due to
That's a good segue. But to answer your question, it's at least 2 counts of inciting a riot and unlawful assembly. See, that's the more
Wow.
important one, I feel. When you have that big a gathering and you're that big of an influencer, you need to have the city know or have an official venue. He is big enough to host an event, a whole convention by himself.
I had no idea he was that popular. Like, I just randomly see him sometimes, maybe, on my TikTok algorithm, and that's it.
I think it's more the fact that he was giving away free stuff and everybody.
I think that's a combination of things.
yeah,
but
I
you got to
mean-
be fair. When you say biggest Twitch streamer, you have to, like, that's an official title. That means he's bigger than Pokimane. That's bigger than anybody who's actively streaming. At one point, he was bigger than them. So that's how big his pull is. I don't watch streams, but I know you two do. So just factor that number in to whoever you think is big. He was at one point bigger than them. So that's how many people he could have pulled. So it
Wow.
probably could have been worse.
Even when Ludwig was the #1 subscribed Twitch streamer.
He was one before him. That's the thing. It was when Ludwig got his thing, Twitch celebrated. I think they gave him sneakers.
Oh,
that
boy.
was, it was a bad look.
So he
My
could
thing is,
run
there's
to
whole
YouTube
conventions for channels that are smaller than him. Because RDC, DreamCon, if you ever heard of DreamCon, it's hosted by the guys who make the anime skits and whatnot. They're only 6.4 on YouTube, but they're able to host a whole convention, which is filled with people yearly. So if you're an individual like that who's considered the top streamer at one point, whatever that is, expect to be able to pull just immense numbers of people. So at the end of the day, it's just going to be a lesson for other people when you try to do these like type of events. Unless you want to incite a fucking riot, try to set up a venue or at least contact some officials with the city and try to schedule a date where you're not complicit. But what's this about Trump? I don't keep up with the news.
Oh, he turned himself in, allegedly, and they're doing their whole case for ensuing the riots into the White House and everything from years ago. They're actually taking him to like court and everything. And all I would like to say is, if the government is thoroughly concerned about us being $32 trillion in debt, all I'm saying is publicize his court hearing, make it pay-per-view for all you want. And I'm telling you right now, over half of our debt would be solved. And that's with everyone throwing parties, having 20, 30 people come over to one house and watch that one pay-per-view. Half of our debt, gone. Pay-per-view,
Accidentally given,
his court hearing.
6 billion to Ukraine and not finding it. Oh. Misplaced money everywhere.
A lot of shady shit going on, brother. Well, they wanted him. I think no matter what it was, they were going to try to get him for something. But we're going to let that ride out. We're going to see what they decide to do with that.
It's a little bit hypocrisy, though.
Isn't it? I think the whole thing, I'm just going to be fully transparent. It's a lot of old people beefing,
The whole
having some gang warfare, you know what I'm saying?
the whole
It's
government.
like, bro, you're blue. Not over here.
I feel bad for you guys. You have to pick between.
Stacy,
Biden
save
or
us,
Trump?
please.
Got a bunch of middle-aged people gangbanging. That's what realistically what's happening.
The worst thing Stacy has to go through a day is if one guinea pig got more lettuce than the other one. You know, like
that's goals though.
when we
If
wake
that's
up,
your
we have to
problems,
worry: is milk gonna be $3 or is it gonna be $13? Like we don't know anymore.
dollars from
Crazy inflation.
Well, eggs were super crazy a couple months
Oh,
ago.
Yeah,
Well,
not
that's
anymore.
because all those chicken farms and all that burned down, and the cow farms and
No,
stuff
allegedly.
accidentally
Allegedly, brother.
caught on
Come
fire.
on. Come
Oh,
on.
allegedly.
They just wanted our buku bills. They wanted my
Hold on,
tax return.
pause. Elon Musk
Yeah.
cage fight with Mark Zuckerberg?
Oh yeah,
Is this real?
That's
Dude,
not
no,
real.
they've been beefing on
duking it out in
Twitter or
boxing
X.
rings, but you just never know. Word has it, billionaires Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg possibly have now formally agreed to a
You
cage
gotta
match.
be
Turns
joshing
out
me, dude.
Meta's CEO Zuckerberg is actually trained in mixed martial arts.
What
and
world
Musk
do I
completed
live
his first
in?
jiu-jitsu tournament this year. Musk says the potential match would be streamed on his social media site.
Of course it would
X.
be.
How do
Only
you
if you
feel
pay
about
that
the
$8
social
a month,
media
though.
change from Twitter to X?
I think Elon Musk is a huge fucking narcissist that once had a dream about X this and X that when he was young, and now that he has indisposable amounts of
No.
money, he's buying it all and ruining everything we all ever loved so that we could
He-
think of him.
He used to have a website called X, and it was then changed to PayPal.
PayPal.
And
yeah.
then he sold PayPal and got all that money from that and built Tesla from that and started investing in all those other things. And
This
then
man,
obviously
this man shoots rocket ships into space for fun. And you really felt the need to buy Twitter and change everything about it that we have all loved for over a decade. For
That ego
what?
Be
is
honest.
crazy,
to be
dude.
honest, did we
Now
really
he wants to
Twitter?
fight Zuck. And
Do
Zuck
this.
is so autistic, he will do it.
But it's both of them are autistic.
On the
I'm
spectrum
telling
in
you,
some
I'm telling you,
capacity.
put Tom in the ring, okay? Everyone's making money off of Tom. Like, he came,
MySpace.
he made MySpace, he left. Like, bring him back. Ever since he left, the world has gone downhill. That's all I'm going to say.
The avatar left us.
Oh no.
All was right in the world when MySpace was up and running, and ever since Tom left, everything has gone downhill.
I just think the rate that social media has intruded into our lives is crazy. And I'm not old, bro. Like, before anybody like
Said the
reacts or says
podcaster.
I'm old, I am not old. Okay,
Yeah, you're
Young
only
27.
39. Oh.
young 27.
I'm old. I can complain about all you youngs wanting to know everything, every second, every minute. I just took a shit. Oh, I just flushed it. I'm
I
going to walk
just took a
downstairs
shit.
now.
Wait, Stacey, you
just
never
took it.
you never text me like that.
Get on my social media, you see it.
See, I think I realized it how bad it was because I use Twitter for funny videos, but ever since Elon took it over, he added a For You page, and the recommended videos are not funny. They're just like fights and violent shit. People in New York getting run over and stuff. It's like it's just weird,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, it's to the point where I actually use TikTok more for funny videos than I do Twitter
you
because the
should.
site is just changing.
Instagram's basically the same as TikTok now. They've got the reels going, and it's
Instagram is ad central. I don't even know how people use that.
Well,
It's
TikTok
literally
no,
an ad every second.
TikTok is becoming an ad central. Ever since they opened up TikTok Shop a few weeks ago, I am telling you, I am so annoyed. My algorithm used to be algorithm, okay? And every 9 out of 10 videos, I'm telling you, there is a either eligible for commission tag on someone's thing, paid sponsorship on someone's thing, then there's just actual ads from TikTok that are thrown in there. Like, it is ridiculous. Every single person on there can either make money from something they're promoting from TikTok Shop, can make money because of some brand deal that they have with whoever, or it's an actual ad that TikTok has all the time so that they can actually pay for the site. Like, it's so annoying now. And I have actually been using TikTok less, or having to specifically look for some sort of content that I want to like see or watch because I'm so freaking tired of everything coming up trying to get money out of me. I'm on TikTok to get away from my problems, okay? I don't have the money.
Wait.
That's why I'm here. To forget
till
my
it's beamed
problems.
direct into your brain.
It's not even
Wait till
Christmas
we-
yet. Come on.
Starlink.
Let's do a challenge here. I'm gonna say, or let's take a bet on how many scrolls it takes to get to a food video on TikTok.
That's Moonbin in the bottom right corner.
Bottom right.
The drawing.
He's a K-pop idol that passed away a little bit ago.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was talking to you about, wasn't it?
Aww. Okay, get this off my bitch. I'm gonna cry.
He
Anyways,
unfortunately unalive
All right.
himself.
I'm taking bets. I'm betting 5.
what kind of TikToks are you watching? What link?
This is a fresh TikTok. I'm not signed in.
Oh.
I'm just trying to prove a point.
I'd say 7.
For food videos?
7 for a food video.
15.
All right.
You've
Got-
got all the
that's
different ones.
locked
There. You
in.
got Witch TikTok, you got Shuffle Step TikTok, you got Art TikTok, you got Guitar TikTok, you got.
I haven't started scrolling yet, so
You
this
have
is
to say
technically
it. You have to say it right. Stacey. What?
number 1. Number 1.
Okay, but
That
it's
doesn't
Gordon
count.
Ramsay. That's fair.
Bro, it's literally it's a fresh account. All right. This okay.
But even
Let's
the
start
second
over.
video is pizza. It's a pizzeria.
Oh, wait.
I was just trying to prove a point.
What is that? What is
They-
that?
Cheese.
I don't know. I think that's cheese. He's gonna do a stuffed crust pizza.
Why are all the ingredients coming out of a bag? That's not
This-
stuffed
this
crust.
This is not an Italian pizza place.
That's not stuffed crust.
There's
Is that
no
how you
way.
make stuffed crust?
Yeah, you do the cheese like that, and then you fold it under like that.
Oh
yeah.
no! This is gonna
Yeah, oh,
ruin
no,
my
indeed.
favorite pizza. I thought they took
It comes
the
out of
mozzarella
a
sticks.
tube.
No, I thought they took
Not
like
the
a
same.
fresh mozzarella and then they put it around the corner. and
Yeah,
then
if
they
it's a
tuck it
real
in on the-
Italiano place, they're not gonna stuff nothing in the crust.
What? I'll stick to my Papa John's, thank you.
You think Vincenzo is putting
Why is there so
pasta
many
pascioli
pepperonis?
in the stuff?
This isn't pizza.
Why is it lopsided?
I don't like this.
Oh
Why-
no!
I don't like
Well,
this.
more importantly, why did you like Papa John's?
Whoa! I don't know what it must taste like to you over there.
Papa John sucks, bro.
You suck.
It's like
Better pizza,
garlic butter.
better ingredients, Papa
Garlic butter.
John's.
Not the advertisement. She has money in there. She has stock. She has Papa John stock.
My
pasta.
grandpa was named John, okay? And someone
Are
called him
those
Papa.
tomatoes now? He's gonna put that in the oven.
There's no way that's real. That looks disgusting.
Is it half and half? It's
That
half and half.
I want to see the comments. I can't see the comments without logging in, but I proved my point. All right, I'm just saying.
Muscle TikTok.
Oh yeah, this guy's amazing. Like he pretends to be a janitor, and he like, hey, can I do it? Can I show you real quick? They're
See,
like, dude, this is too heavy for you.
This brings me back to the pranks that we were talking about the other night. These are the type of like pranks that are acceptable, like dressing as a custodian and then going to lift like massive weights in a gym.
Yeah.
Being,
Look at how they're looking at him. They're like, what?
yeah, being like a white guy in a foreign country and then all of a sudden speaking the language fluently and like making the native people go like, wait, what? Like,
Are you talking about the guy who speaks Chinese? fluent
yes,
Mandarin?
I'm glad you knew
Yeah, that guy's
exactly what I was
awesome.
talking about. Like these are funny little pranks.
Ah,
Why is it
Tom
doing
Jerry.
Well, I think this is just transition to me watching TikTok.
This,
Sorry.
this is
Fuck
art.
this guy. No, fuck this. Fuck this shit. This is not art.
Art is subjective,
the artist is threatened here. Like, what the
Oh, dude,
fuck?
I love this guy.
I hate modern art.
He's about to hook you up.
I love this guy. Dude, his TikTok account is so huge, he never talks. He literally just makes fun of everything on TikTok, and he has millions of followers.
I approve this.
I laugh at all his videos. Oh
No.
Oh
boy.
yeah.
Yo.
Let me see them bunions.
I'm gonna
Bro,
throw
how
up.
does that
I'm
happen?
gonna throw
How
up,
does
dude.
that happen?
Dude, he's becoming one with the ship.
Oh, bro, it's they got rivets.
The coral reef, he said.
Holy shit, dude. When you got that?
You didn't do anything about it? Like, hey, Mom, I have
The
sea
drier
urchins
they
growing
get,
out of my...
the
Stop.
The
Oh,
Parmesan
he's
cheese.
gonna peel it.
Stop, you did not. You did not, Stacy.
Parmesan.
Is it great?
I'm going to throw it out of my fridge right now, actually. I can't believe you said that.
I don't think a pumice stone's gonna touch this.
He said the pumice stone disintegrates when he tries to grate it off his foot.
I'm disintegrating. Get this off of my screen.
Sorry.
rasgos psicológicos que predicen con bastante precisión cómo te va a ir en la vida.
Yeah.
Juntos forman estos 4 cuadrantes.
Oh,
La
Stacey, look,
probabilidad
there's
de
you
que
right there.
tengas
There's a
éxito
turtle.
depende de en qué
I'm a
cuadrante estés.
turtle.
Por ejemplo, los de arriba a
Tortuga.
la derecha es prácticamente seguro que van a ser exitosos. Y además muchos de ellos desde jóvenes. Porque
Damn, he
tienen
called
los
her a
dos
hoe.
rasgos. Los de la derecha y abajo normalmente sí tienen éxito.
That's okay. The first one's not as impressive. That
did that on
second one is
purpose.
clean.
They did that on
The
purpose.
second one is clean.
Yeah, that's fire.
Oh my god.
This car hasn't been washed in 12 years. Do you know what it is?
A car.
Camaro
A car.
of some
Who?
sort. Okay. Power wash videos. Power wash simulator.
Don't get me started on Power Wash Simulator.
That's me. Oh! Isn't this that song where they say literally like one line and then it's
Tequila.
Yeah.
just yeah, tequila. I love him. I love Ted Cruz so much. Dun, 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 dun.
Tequila.
The balls that man has to have to do this.
Everybody's dancing. Why do I feel like this is the biggest reaction I've gotten on the show?
This guy's a legend.
Oh, they're out acting like they like each other and stuff. Oh my god.
Dude, he's amazing. I want to be friends with him.
That's magical.
I love how he has that persona of like, why are they cheering? Like, this is so weird.
I did this for my coworkers and they told me to go on the show.
Dude, this guy's sense of humor is immaculate.
I just really like the song.
I'm telling you right now, I would golden buzzer that shit so fast.
Yeah. You guys put a song too.
He broke
Reworked the whole
Simon.
song.
Simon's like, he thinks he sees it all. And then there's this guy.
He broke Simon. He broke it. He's like, oh god.
It was so stupid, I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you. It was so stupid. I loved it.
Because I feel like it's actually hard to be doing that to get that kind of reaction. So,
Dude, his mom dressed him that morning.
well done.
You know it.
She's like, oh, honey, you're going to look great up there.
You sure, Mom? Okay.
I can't see these shows the same after I've seen Black Mirror one.
Oh yeah. That'll change you.
Okay. Howie, yes or no? Yes, I want to see more.
And that's when he became the ruler of the universe.
Yay!
I'd vote.
I'm in pain. Autobots roll out.
Was that a cargo plane?
That's a
Oh, that's
US
the
Air
front
Force
of it.
6026, bro.
Oh, dog.
Drop the snoot.
It looks like a shark.
Num.
That thing has an intimidating schnoz.
Let's make a steak sandwich.
All right. I'm gonna judge you, Gordon, 100%.
I thought that was a
Buttered the shit out of
steak.
that
I was like,
bread.
that steak looks so weird. That is so much onion. Oh my Lanta.
It's for the taste. I'm so hungry and it looks good.
Bro. He cooked the shit out of that steak, bro. I love it. Oh, yeah? Now what you gonna do? Oh, he made the aioli. Oh, bro, don't put the
Not
Justin
the
Bieber on there.
Justin Bieber, bro.
He's like, my daughter edits my videos now. Dude.
Fucking raw.
You know what's
Oh,
so
that's some
funny to me about
pink-ass
his
meat,
daughter?
dog.
His daughter always posts like memes on TikTok about being upset when she finds out her dad's cooking instead of mom.
Wait.
She's
That's
a
funny.
legend. I love Gordon Ramsay's daughter.
Because they bully him. He's got
Oh,
like
dude.
$3, is it?
Yeah.
One son.
Oh
Or two, I think it's two. Oh, wow. Yo, these are some bouncy fucks.
That's me when Stacy gets online.
Okay.
Oh, back up. son.
Adorable. Oh no.
Yo, that's me.
See, cat TikToks made me want to get a cat, but then I remember how much cats are good.
Misery.
Think of the piggies.
Guy's a fucking legend.
Piggies would bully them.
The way he looked at him, like.
I'm sorry, guys. Yes. Sorry? Oh, all good, guys. Because I'm professional cleaner, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's like, how do I gotta talk to that guy. I want to just see not Gray Tank. I need to see Gray Shirt's reaction, bro. Him right here. That was genuine. What the fuck? What the fuck is bro dude? Who is that? Oh no, not a cleaning video.
Clean talk.
Talk.
Oh, yes.
Wait, hold on. Is this oddly satisfying?
Is this doing something to you?
Oh, wait.
To make
Oh,
your
she
brain
put the
feel
mouthwash
smooth.
into an easily accessible container. Oh no. She's putting her jewelry to the side and then filling it with more soap on the soap dispenser. Oh. Oh. Wow. That's
Satisfying.
actually aesthetically pleasing, bro.
OCD brain.
Oh, easy accessible bath bombs. That's so good. Oh wow, actual tissues into an actual tissue like cylinder container
That's how
or something.
you know Xavier's in a relationship. He knew what a bath bomb was.
I'm a loved man.
You know how like men will try to show romance by like lighting the candles and like starting a bubble bath for the lady. That's what
Don't
Xavier
expose my plans.
That's what Xavier's woman does for him. Like, I know you had a long day at work, honey, and then she's got the bubble bath ready, and he's like, "Can I use one of your bath bombs?"
I feel investigated. I don't like
He's
it.
in there making bubble beards.
Bubble beards. Oh, I don't get the soccer talk. Oh, that was kind of sick though. I get everything. I get it. Okay, enough. All right. that concludes this episode of the Unnamed Podcast. I promise next episode we will have a name.
It was the bubble beard, right? That's why you're ending it. I went too far, didn't I?
We're exposing them
We
too
talked
much.
about this.
Well, I forgot that we were recording, and I almost said something illegal.
I didn't talk about your like ducky collection or anything.
Oh.
But as far as next week, if you guys have
Cut
any
the
comments
cameras.
for us,
Just close
or
over.
anybody, I'm trying to close out the show.
Okay, sorry. Stacey, shut up.
Let us know if we need anything, or if you want us to talk about anything, or whatever. Or what are we supposed to talk about? Oh yeah, where did you find the video? Where did you find us at? Yeah. Wait, no, that doesn't matter because I'll know from where the comment is. Right?
What it do? Who you be with?
Yeah, all that. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. You guys say your closing.
Have a great day.
Oh, so precious.
How can I top that? I don't know. Henry Cavill will and always forever be the meant to be born Witcher. Thank you. Good night.
Cut off.
What?